Hi folks, Slick Slices here. Now, as well as like all my Sheffield knives, I've always had a thing for little knives. Um, I used to always carry a little lockback knife in my pocket for years and years and years and years and years. A little sort of sub 2 inch bladed thing called a silver tern. Unfortunately, I don't know where it is. It seems to have grown a pair of legs or maybe a pair of wings and flown. I'm sure it'll turn up one day. But unfortunately, in this country, you can't carry that anymore because it's a lockback, and as such, it is officially an offensive weapon under the Act of 1958, Offensive Weapons Act, as amended 2019, which is a bit childish, but hey ho, there we are. We have to live with what we have to live with. I'm sure they're keeping us safe. Anyway, I do like little knives, and I've got a few. I've picked up a few over the years. Some of them, hideously expensive knives, and others more towards the budget end, like the little Higa Nakami. One of my favourites has always been the case Butterbean, which is a mini canoe, and if it was made by anybody else, it would probably be called a mini canoe. But this particular one is these whiskey smooth bone handles, the covers it's in. But I like the canoe shape, and I used to be a canoeist once upon a time, more a kayakist, if I'm brutally honest. But so the canoe name appeals. I like the fact that it has no tangs. You don't have this sort of sharp tang here because you've got this it's like a double copperhead knife. Anyway, a little while ago, I was minding my own business, and the postman arrived, and I wasn't expecting anything necessarily, but in that post there arrived a box. Let me just move some of these out of the way. And in that post arrived a box, and in that box were a few things. There were some stickers, which are always nice to have. A knife band, I haven't noticed that. I didn't see that one. It was stuck at the back. I hadn't seen it. The others are from different companies. That one's from Knife Banter. That's quite nice. No, who sent me the box, by the way. Unfortunately, I'm not allowed to tell you who sent me the box because he wanted to keep it anonymous, and that's fine. It's sad in a way because I'd love to say a public thank you, but I'll say thank you. You know who you are. So thank you very much for doing what you did. Also in the box was a hard drive, thumb drive, with a whole lot of music mixes on it, which I've sort of been working my way through. I have trouble playing it because I don't use a PC at all. But I managed to work out how to play it. It took me a while, but I use Macs and iPads and stuff. Anyway, the main thing, and I'm wittering here with 3.5 minutes in, nearly 4 minutes in, and I haven't shown you what was really in the box. What was really in the box was this. Now I've got quite a few case knives. I'm not a huge case collector, but I've probably got 20 or so case knives, including one of my favourites, the little Butterbean, and full-size canoe, and various other of these. A couple of these pocket hunters, which they brought out. It doesn't show up so well on the camera. This one shows up better for the Vault knife for this year. And in some ways, when you look at these knives and say they're far too small to be of any use to anybody, but actually, I find a little knife like that, if I'm wearing a light suit, a lightweight suit, and I put a chunky pocket knife in my pocket, it tends to bow the pocket out and make it look a bit spoils the line of my suit. Whereas you can throw one of these in, it does everything that you need it to do, but they're just tiny and small. So I have a few of those. So what's this one? Pocket worn. Now, the picture there looks like it's going to be another mini canoe, but actually it isn't. I just spotted that. I hadn't noticed that before. A butter bean rather. What is this one? If we can make it show up on there. The number 23009 pocket worn whiskey bone standard jig peanut. Now you'd think if you've got case knives at all, you're going to have a peanut. Well, I haven't. I hadn't. Have now. So there it was, and it's a tiny little thing. It's even smaller, I think, than the pocket hunters. Certainly lighter. This isn't a case, but even smaller than the tiny toothpick. And you know, compared to the Victorinox Classic SD, slightly bigger than the Classic SD, though that's heavier as well. Feels sort of denser. There's a lot of plastic in the SD, of course. So this has got little jigged bone, whiskey bone, but it's the pocket worn. One of the things I like about traditional knives is that they have what I call fondle factor. You can just, they're like a, Paddy said it recently, like a worry stone. You know, just hold them in your hand. Even when they're not cutting things, they have a utility, just as in something to hold in your hand. Like a worry beads or a worry stone or whatever. So, this one, rather like my pocket hunters incidentally, is a twin blade knife. Let's try and open this on camera, will we? Break the habit of a lifetime. And you'll see why I don't open them on camera normally. So, we have a little clip point blade, and then, oh well, it's out. What have we got? Case on the tang stamp. Don't see any little knobbles. I think, is that a 2019? There's probably one little bobble underneath that you can't see. One little cross. Half stop. Then on the other side, again I'll try and do this on camera if it's humanly possible. Half stop. You half stop even on that little pen blade, isn't that nice? And this one is marked USA 6220CV. So it's a CV knife as well. So it's not one of my stainless. It's probably the only. No, I've got one other case one that's CV. Just yeah, 6220CV. Same on there. USA 6220CV. That's nice. Little pen blade. It's quite sharp. Yeah, it's quite sharp. Somebody said the other day they had a written case knives had a reputation for becoming blunt. I've not found that. I mean, I've only 20 or so. I've one that's got a particularly bad blade centering, but other than that, most of my case knives have been good. Luckily, I got a lot of them from James, the slip joint guy. He sent these. I bought about 5 or 6 knives from him, and he always checks them before he sends them. Which is, I mean, he is. I'm sure he is a really good guy, but he was a really good guy to buy knives from because he checked everything out before he sent it, so it didn't come all winging its way across the Atlantic, only to find it was a bit dodgy and was it worth sending it back? I wasn't sure if I'd be able to, and what's the cost and everything else. Oh yeah, here we are. I can check. Yes, I thought so. The half stop, you can see there's one. Just at the bottom there's one little cross. So that's a you can see case XX, one little cross, and that means it's a 2019 manufacture. They started off in 2010 with 10 little crosses, and I scored one off each year. And then this year, we have a new Tang stamp. So it's in a different font. Still says case double X, but it's a different font. See if I can hold these both in camera at the same time. So different font, and then as I say on this one, you can see here it's got 5 little dots above and 5 little dots below, and next year they'll lose one of those little dots until when we get to 2029, it'll look more like that. There'll be just one little dot left at the bottom, and then they'll find a new font, and that's how you date case knives. So the Butterbean, can't remember what year this is. It's quite recent. It's not long ago. Right, again, that's 2019 as well. Didn't realise it was that new, but there we are. So, that's my little case Butterbean, case peanut, which is really nice. It's a case of well, I was going to say they've come under a lot of criticism of late. They've deserved a lot of criticism of late because a lot of their fit and finish has been really bad. But this one, again, is really nice. Now, I mean, I would imagine that the person that sent it to me will have given it a good look over and before he... I mean, if I was sending somebody a knife and it had woeful gapping or a wobbly blade or whatever, I wouldn't send it, and I'm quite sure he was exactly the same. But, you know, that one, there wasn't a problem with. 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 And almost all of my case knives are like that. But, as I say, these 3 were certainly, you know, sent to me by people who would check them before they sent them. This one just came from Heine Haynes, so it's straight out of the box, and it's, you know, luck of the draw. The one dodgy one that I have, which is a large trapper, also came from Heine Haynes, and as I say, it's a spay blade on it, rubs against the brass. And I spoke to them about it, and they said I could send it back, and I thought, well, it's not that bad, and I actually really quite like the knife. So as I didn't have another one, I was prepared to live with it. And I was just looking at Johnny Duke's video the other day on YouTube about how to straighten your blades, and I may give it a go. You never know. Anyway, we're far too long on this video for one little peanut knife, but I just wanted to say thank you. You know who you are, who sent it to me. And I'm, you know, I love it. It's really, really nice, and I'm really grateful that you sent it. And so thank you very much. Bye. Oh, if you like the stuff, remember to like and subscribe and ring the bell and all that stuff. Okie doke. Bye.